So, I welcome you for the class the second week for the subject organic farming for sustainable agricultural productions. So, the lecture number 6, here we will discuss about the SWOT analysis of organic farming, and the next lecture will be concentrating on sustainable agriculture. So, SWOT analysis for organic farming. Here we will be explaining what the strength, weakness, opportunities and threats involved in organic farming. So, if you go for this strength, see the strength is a sustainability, quality products, high social value, better animal welfare. So, these are the strength. Weakness, inadequate technology, expensive product, less awareness among the farmers, low yield. The strength and weakness are the internal factors. These opportunities and threats, these are the external factors. The opportunities are increasing market, breakthrough technological innovation, government subsidy and environmental sustainability. So, if you look at the weakness, the opportunities take care of the weakness. The weakness can be converted toward the opportunity. Then threat, cheap imports, tantalizing cure from chemical farming, and the third, that is fear, uncertainty and doubt in organic farming. So, this analysis is required to give basic concepts, basic understanding how we are moving forward organic production. So, we will discuss about the strength. Strength means a sustainability. Sustainability we will discuss detail in the later lecture, but in a brief, the sustainability, the satisfy human need and make the most efficient use of non-renewable resources and on farm resources. So, as we discussed the organic farming concepts, for the sustainability we need to use on farm biological resources and crop the residue recycling for building soil fertility, that is through organic farming. And second is enhance environmental quality and natural resource base upon which the agricultural economy depends. So, we have to because organic farming that leads a better environmental quality. So, it is a less emission of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere and less pollutions to the air and also the groundwater, so that maintains a better environmental quality. Then sustain the economic viability of farm resources. So, through organic farming as discussed as a strength, so this should be economically profitable and the economic the viability of the farm operations. So, the farmers they will be interested if they get the return or the good returns of their produce. Then enhance the quality of life of farmers and society as a whole. So, because this is a eco-friendly agriculture, so this is a better quality of life the farmers and the society as a whole. Organic community shares information on technology. So, that is a good thing, the organic community they do make a group. So, in that group, so there is a proper disseminations of the technological informations among the farming communities in organic farmers. This is the sustainability, the strength, then quality of the products. So, this is one of the strength of organic farming. Say we get the products are free from any insecticides and the pesticides, and this contains high antioxidants and also that has a high nutritive value of organic products. And as we discussed earlier classes, because of the nutrients, because organic products, because organic nutrients organic fertilizers, they contain many nutrients including macro and micronutrients. At the same time, the application schedules and the release pattern in the soil, that makes the higher content of polyphenols in the food products. So, that makes the rich in the quality of the products in terms of secondary metabolites. Then branding and integrity, that is one of the component of the organic farming. The organic products are the branded, and the integrity of these producers also, that is very important. So, strength. So, the branding, integrity and transparency. So, that is where the strength of the organic farming. And the other strength are high social value. As we are discussing the voluntarism, self-help and self-determinations, the organic farmers are self-motivated, we can say motivated, and they remain in the groups, a community. So, that is one of the good aspects of the organic farming, and the address consumers' interest in health and wellness. So, as the produce of organics are the better quality, high nutritive value. So, it leads to a better health and the welfare of the human beings. Then healthy society, of course, then the health benefits, because organic farmings. So, the products are good quality and environments become say clean environments, less pollutions, either air pollution or water pollutions is minimum. So, do live a healthy environments and the healthy foods. And animal welfare, as animals are the integral part of organic farming. So, this is a good animal welfare means good animal health, quality animal products, harmony with the environment. So, as we are having the cows in organic farming systems, because I discussed earlier classes. So, different the products from the cow, we are using the cow urine, cow milk, cow ghee. These are combined cow dung. So, these are combined and in organic farming to produce different fertilizers and pesticides. And if you take a system as a whole, as being cow as an integral part of organic farming. So, whole system as a organic integrated farming system concepts. So, that is a harmony with the environment. We are living with nature, we are living in harmony with the environment. That is one of the strength or integral components of organic farming. So, these are the strength of organic farming. If you come to weakness of organic farming, so the weakness are the technological weakness. What you see, the organic farming, the organic production is a emerging state in India. So, in view of this sector lacks in adequate production knowledge base. So, we need to go further, we need to work very hard, because most of the research information and research is required to strengthen organic farming. That means, we are lacking in the production knowledge base for organic farming. Limited supply of seeds, manures and pesticides for organic farming, because see. So, if you go for the organic standards, the production standards, so it is better to have seeds of organic origin, the seed materials. So, in addition to inputs. So, the availability of good quality seeds even for conventional farming is a question. So, now we think of organic farming. So, there is a limited supply, or you can say no supply of the seeds, especially seeds for the organic farmer. So, that is this brings some type of opportunity for the institutes and the research organizations to jump forwards and to take a detailed research, in-depth research, how to bridge the gap, how to meet the requirement of the organic farmers and how to take the organic farmers way forward. Then plant animal breeding has not focused on characteristics suited for the organic productions, because the breeding technique, so that can suit that can be compatible with the organic farming practices, that has to come up. So, as you see, because many of the crops, you can say like the cereal crops, they have a very less response to organic input management. So, in that context, so we need to have a proper breeding technology, so that we can get a better response of the crops from the organic input management. And next is the labor intensive process. Organic farming, because if you go for the, we are not using any chemical insecticide and pesticides. We go for the suppose pest control or the weed control either manually or mechanical means, or use some organic methods. So, in that way it takes some time to usually to protect the crops from the pest and diseases. And the knowledge base of our organic processing is also limited. So, productions and processing, they should be linked. When you brand a product as organic, not only in productions, so in the storage, transportation and processing, post harvest processing, those should be as organic. So, that also knowledge base for the organic processing, that is also limited. Organic storage, packing and transport facilities also are lacking. So, these are the weakness, technological weakness in organic farming. So, this that means there is a good scope to how to bridge the gap, how to come forward. So, that there will be a rapid expansion of the organic production or the growth of the organic farm area. And the next weakness is the expensive products. Of course, as the yield is low, low you can say the lower than the chemical fertilizers. Somehow, because in some cases we are able to maintain the yield as of the chemical fertilizer. So, the farmers they have to quote the higher price for their product in order to compensate their the cost of production. So, this is one of the weakness of the organic farming. And the other weakness is less awareness among the farmers, because there is a lack of research and extension support for organic farmers. Moreover, it is very difficult for traditional farmers to adopt and learn the technology and practice of organic farming, and the process of transition also can take time. The transition phase are 24 months and the organic the 12 months. So, for a traditional farmers to get the knowledge, he has to be properly trained, or from the well trained organic farmers or from the research institutions to have to spread the awareness among the farming communities about the organic productions. And the low yield, as we are discussing, because of the low yield as compared to conventional farming, the high cost for unit productions and immature market. So, that is one of the weakness, because immature market I can say in the sense uneven market. So, the farmers has to get their premium price for this organic produce. They have to get the higher because of the low productions and less than productions, they should compensate with the economy that high price. So, this is a market growth that is somehow which farmers will take interest if there is a good market, and the people should be interested to pay the premium price for this organic produce. So, these are the some of the weakness, but however, we can say the farmers are quite interested now. Farmers are getting awareness, they come in general they want to go for the organics, but at the same time they it's very essential, but I can say very important for us to see that they are the production, the yield level is protected, because we cannot satisfy, we cannot sacrifice the yield in view of the quality. Yield has to be maintained, at the same time the quality improvement is necessary. So, there are opportunity as you discussed. So, looking at the weakness, so weakness gives opportunity for the organic farming. So, there is a increasing market. So, there is a great opportunity for the organic food market in India and the world as a whole, that we have discussed. There is a booming market, the organic market is growing. So, that organic farming is one of the fastest growing segment in agricultural sector, I say. So, this is because of the increasing health awareness and increasing concerns towards adverse effect of chemical farming on environment and health. So, that gives a market, that brings the market demand for organic product is very strong, because now you can see as we are discussing in the previous class also, because of the chemical farming there may be several reasons, but your health is mostly regulated by what food you take regularly. So, the food controls your health, because most of the foods you see now, because of the high use of chemical fertilizer and especially chemical pesticides. So, those causes many type of diseases like your cancer, stomach related problems. So, the farmers are getting the local consumers are awareness among the consumers are increasing. So, that brings a great demand for organic foods. More entrepreneurs they are also entering in the field. You can see of the many farms, even if the many educated youth, they may be from different backgrounds, they are also entering to agricultural field, and many company you can say, I can say Reliance, the Tata, they are also entering to agricultural field to have a better quality produce, organic produce. Then there is an emerging pattern of social consciousness among the consumer. As we are discussing, the consumer is focusing more on the procurement of locally grown food and associate locals with organic. So, they do believe transparency. So, if there is easily accessible local organic market or local organic foods, they are also more interested. Then the public sentiment against genetically modified crops. So, that is one of the debate, whether because whether we can use for the GM crops or no. In organic farming, the GM crops are not allowed. So, so that means the health professionals and the environmental groups, they are in support of the organic principles and practices, and the organic sector is well suited to marketing system that allows direct producer to consumer contact. So, that is what we say. So, you go for the organic farming. So, the producer and consumer contact, and many aspects are discussed why there is a market. There is a market because we do not want GM foods are not allowed. So, there is a debate say okay, say GM food can increase the production to meet the need of the food demand, we have to increase the production. So, we have to go for the GM foods. So, no. So, because we do not know scientifically, it is yet to be proven whether that can how the health is affected due to GM foods. So, in organic farming, so we do not GM foods, use of GM foods is not allowed, and like any chemical fertilizers and pesticides. So, there is opportunity for this the market, then you can have the breakthrough technological innovation. So, because we need the more and more research, there is opportunity for the detailed in-depth research in organic farming. The producer lack of organic inputs such as certified organic seeds and transplants, plant and animal breeds appropriate for organic production. So, those the seed materials, input materials are not available to the organic farmer. So, it needs to be taken into considerations. So, many of the research inputs should be diverse, to be focused for the organic productions, how we can provide the seeds or the input materials timely to the farmers, and they should have organic origins. Then bridge the gap of time effectiveness between the conventionals and the organic farming. As you say, sometimes the organic farming takes some time. Suppose you go for the pest control, because if you use chemical, it is a very quick effect, right. So, that can control the pest very quickly. But in organic farming, so we can reduce the time. We will discuss in the when you go for the input management, how the time effectiveness can be maintained through organic farmings. As compared to the chemical farming, how you can be quicker actions, how you can control the pest and diseases very quickly, and we can take care of the crops in organic farming systems, the pest, disease and weeds even. Then as you discuss in-depth research is necessary, because we are lacking, we are in the primitive stage of the research on organic farming. We need to have the research on inputs and product development. So, especially for the vermicompost or organic fertilizers. So, you need to have a more and more research, so that the inputs can be used in the for the organic productions, and in terms of evaluation the efficiency, how efficiently the input can be, how that means the crop response to input applications, how we can increase the response of the crops to input applications. That means the input use efficiency, that means the nutrient release pattern in the after application of the soils, handlings, and how we can enhance the crop productions as we see in the chemical fertilizer. So, that is a in-depth research needs and product development. And what now you can see the vermicompost, there are many types of vermicompost are coming, normal vermicompost, enriched vermicompost can suit or can meet the requirement of specific group of crops. Suppose a crop needs high amount of phosphorus, we need to have vermicompost or biofertilizer that is rich in phosphorus. Similarly, we how we can maintain the nutrient for long term in that product, like many countries they are coming as the granulation of vermicompost, so that the nutrient can remain intact, and when you apply in the field, the use efficiency available to the crops also can be better for the longer term. So, this type of research in organic farming, how you can increase the efficiency of the inputs through the crop production, that type of research has to come up in large scale. Then the reduced cost of production, once we increase the efficiency of inputs, definitely we can apply less inputs and we have the same production of the higher productions. That way we can minimize the production cost. Then conversion of wastelands or the barren lands to organic farming system, because many lands, because of the soil erosion, degradation, lands becoming wastelands. So, wastelands we need to convert to organic initially as a through perennial crops. Using organic way, the wastelands can be converted to organic farming system. Then another opportunity, government subsidy. So, the better government coherent policy, government should provide some type of incentives to organic farmers, so that the more and more farmers can come under organic farming, they can convert their land to organic farming. Then increase in government that is a subsidy for the organic farming, so that the farmers can be interested. This happened in Europe, because initially when there is a policy induced organic market, because the government, from government side, they proposed a scheme, floated a scheme where the farmers, those who are converting to organic, they are given some incentives. So, similar type of some type of policy has to come, so that the more and more farmers they can come under organic farming. And the other opportunity for organic farming is the environmental opportunity, the biggest opportunity where there is opportunity for organic farming. As you see the IPCC, International Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So, that has outlined the need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions such as carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide from the agricultural production systems. And to do that one, organic farming is the right, because through organic farming we can minimize the emission of all the greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. So, as compared to the chemical farming. Compared with conventional farming, the organic farming stores more carbon. So, that increases the carbon sequestration in the soil, and it does not require the input of synthetic nitrogen and pesticides. That way eliminates the non-biological nitrous oxide emissions and consumes less water, because in case of the chemical farming, the nitrogen, so that is converted to nitrous oxide due to yield management practices, especially in the rice crops you can see, and this nitrous oxide is due to improper water management. So, that get reduced to and that comes to the atmosphere, released to atmosphere, and nitrous oxide has higher global warming potential, around 300 times global warming potential as compared to carbon dioxide. So, in case of the organic farming, we do not use the synthetic nitrogen fertilizers. So, there is the quicker release of nitrogen from the biological materials. So, there is the nutrient released as per the need of the crops, that meets the synchrony, the requirement of the crops. So, there is a less loss and less emission of the greenhouse gas at the atmosphere. So, organic farming is a key indicator, key candidate you can say, for minimizing the greenhouse gas emissions and protecting the environment. Then organic farming system uses 60% of less energy than conventional, as you see, because so there is we are using only on farm inputs, we do not depend upon synthetic fertilizers or the pesticides. So, that way, and also organic farming requires less water because of the high carbons, that increases water holding capacity of soils. So, in that way organic farming minimizes the energy use as compared to chemical farming. Next, the organic systems have more active soil microflora and greater assimilation of carbon dioxide compared to conventional systems. So, as you say, because of the organic farming, so there is increased population of microbes, and so because microbes more microflora, so there is a greater assimilation of carbon dioxide compared to conventional systems, that increases the carbon sequestration in the soils. So, that also increases the soil fertility in the long term. That is why the organic farming, as you say, as the candidate for the sustainable agricultural productions, and from the environmental point of view, that is a right candidate to minimize environmental pollutions and to make a healthy environments in addition to a healthy foods for the human being. Then the longer rotation with legumes, if in organic farming with the legume crops in rotations, longer rotations with legumes plants in organic system produce greater organic carbon sequestrations, improve soil physical properties, reduce nitrogen loss by 50% compared to conventional systems, and lower global warming potential. That is what we are discussing, because if you go for organic farming and you are using legumes in a rotations, they fix atmospheric nitrogen. So, that way we can minimize the use of synthetic fertilizers, and that is through biological nitrogen fixations they enrich the soil fertility, and by enriching soil fertility that minimize especially nitrogen fertilizers used, and we can minimize the nitrous oxide emission to the atmosphere. And moreover, through this biological N fixation, that is a sequestration of carbon, as organic farming also we go for the conservation tillage or the stubble mulch tillage. So, that carbon sequestrations we go for the building of the soil fertility. In that way we can reduce the N loss by 50 N loss is reduced because of reduced, and also global warming potential, less emission of greenhouse gases. So, there is a less global warming potential due to organic farming. Then what are the threats in organic farming? So, strength, weakness, opportunity. Threat, opportunity, external factor that we can take the opportunity, do that one, and threat means this is external components, this is cheap imports. We are getting the cheap import of agro products, the cheaper conventional farming products, they do compete. So, usually the consumers they have some biasness to have their produce of the less price. So, they do not mind of they do not see their health at the time of when they are spending money from their pockets. So, that is one of the reasons why it is a threat somehow, but we can say there is especially organic farming may not get any threat, but we should keep in mind there may be some threat. If you want to bring the production levels same as chemical farming, and if you can minimize the cost of production through organic farming, and hopefully that can get a good market. So, this the threat from the cheaper conventional product may not be so much applicable here. Then next is tantalizing cure from chemical farming. As you say, chemical farming has tantalized the farmers with quick fixation of problems, because if there is a pest attack or the disease attack or the weeds problem, so farmers usually they know that they are applying earlier the chemical pesticides or the chemical herbicides, and they do get a quicker response. So, that is what are the that creates a maybe that is one of the threat for the organic farming. So, as a result, chemical farming has become more alluring than the organic because of the quicker actions, but not in spite of all this, nevertheless organic farming is gaining popularity, and it now the awareness among the farming community is increasing to have the organic products. So, the other is the fear, the part, that is the fear, uncertainty and doubt. So, as you say, this is one of the threat we can say to organic farming. The fear means the perception that organic farming methods will not provide enough food to feed the world. So, this is how we the threat this we can take care if there is a technological interventions, that is a breakthrough technological innovation as you are discussing. So, we should have the innovative technology. So, this type of the threat among the farming community should not be there. If you are come technology, okay, no, organic farming can have the same productions, they can produce the same amount as of the chemical farming. That can be possible through research in organic farming, how the input management, input productions, the product development you can have, so that we can have a better efficiency of the products while applied in the crops, and the crop specific products, not that all the compost you can say as a chemical farming you are applying the rice, urea works better, and if you go for potato, urea does not work better. For potato, people use the calcium ammonium nitrate, mean the fertilizer of the nitrate fertilizer works better for the potato. Similarly, in organic farming, so we can compensate, we can come out and we can meet the requirement of the productions by technological innovations, by breakthrough technology. So, coming out the products, so that can give same yield as of the chemical farming. Then the uncertainty, what you say, uncertainty means the perception that organic food is not as safe as conventionally produced food. That is one of the because there sometimes the transparency or trust believing the organic, sometimes organic food may not be good, because we have seen from research organic food definitely higher qualitative as compared to chemically foods in terms of the less pesticide residue and in terms of the nutritive value as a secondary metabolites. And the last one, doubt means the integrity of organic producers and the misinformation generated by those of ignorant organic or the organic sector. So, that type of the doubt about the organic products, the integrity of the organic producers and the misinformation generated by those ignorant organic producers, that has to be taken care. So, these are the some of the threats, but in general I can say organic farming may not face any type of threats. If you come out the weakness, if you tackle the weakness, if you come out the technological innovations, breakthrough technology, good innovations, and we can meet the requirement of the organic farmers, we can supply the seeds, inputs, the quality inputs to organic farmers, we can meet the production demands, we can have the productions as good as the chemical fertilizer in addition to the quality improvement. So, this is about in brief the SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunity and threat in organic farming, and this gives the analysis of the organic farming. Thank you very much.